Alright. Well, this afternoon has been doozy. This is being recorded just after, our former president, Donald Trump, president in the running, had an attempted assassination an assassination attempt on his life. There we go, that's the proper phrasing. Oh, Jesus Christ. What has this world come to? Well, enough of that. Let's just get into it. Excuse me. Chinese apparently don't hate us. We hate Spain. Spain hates us. Okay. Okay, so let's just go 70%. Got some cruiser design. I can do that. We'll get it next month. Ooh, Tunnels protection. We'll get that next month. And that next month. Awesome. Let's just go to the next month, and if it gets too boring, then I'll pause, and then unpause when something interesting does happen. Emergency wooden plugs. Okay, enhanced turret cylinders, early contact mines. Sea passages. Cool. Alliance and trade agreement. Brazil signed a special alliance and trade agreement with Spanish Empire after a long period of good relations with each other. Bulgaria. Bulgaria's unexpected. Bulgaria barely exists. What are they going to do to pay me? For like anything that I have. Let's increase that to 80%. No. Yes, research, that's what I'm looking for. That was supposed to be researched next month. This month. March. Chinese Empire demands to stop naval activities near their borders as they consider them a hostile action. The Prime Minister requires your advice on how to reply. Agree to their demand and try to pacify them with a generous compensation because you don't want to increase the tension between our countries. Refuse to comply. Our fleet must be free to navigate on global waters. Make a counter offer. Try to negotiate on more favorable terms. I mean, I'm sorry, China, but that looks like it's what it's gotta be. During naval exercises, one of our battleships suffered an engine breakdown. The journalists ask you about this. How do you reply? Indicate that we need to trust our own industry. Wait. During a naval exercise, when it suffered a breakdown, ask you about the indicate that we need to trust our own industry and not rely on machinery bought from Empire of Japan. Wow. It was an accident that will not happen again if our crew continues to receive training of the highest standard. You don't regard the... I don't want to do anything to my GDP. GDP growth is key. Light cruiser, yep. Mark II, 2-inch guns, good. What are the Mark... Hold on, let's... Before we forget, let's take care of the research. What was that, 2 months? We'll let those go. Oh yeah, crew training of highest quality, nice. Oh, awesome. Okay. New design. Okay. Mark II, Mark 1. That's it. That's the Mark II. Okay. That was a waste of time. Alright, it looks like there's gonna be 8 months before something interesting happens, so I'm gonna pause it. I'll be right back with you. Bulgaria would like to order 1 times of Texas-class battleship. They will pay 25% in advance, and the rest of the amount will be paid upon delivery after 12 months, providing a total profit of plus 104% shipbuilding capacity. Would you agree? Yes, I will agree. Sure. Ramako's efforts of Austro-Hungarian Empire to strengthen the relations with the United States were successful. Relations improved. Alright. That was pretty much the only interesting thing. I did... Right, that's because I'm building the battleship. Okay. I was gonna say I did increase the tech budget all the way, and I was in the positive, but now I'm building that battleship. Which means that I'm spending money building the battleship. So... hopefully I have enough to cover those costs. Let's just go to the next one. It is now July of 1890. During a state dinner in the British Empire, there was a heated discussion between our ambassador and members of the British Empire's government. The British Prime Minister asks you how we could best handle the embarrassing situation. This embarrassing situation. You think that our ambassador was trying to defend our country's rights. Yes, America. Immediately recall the ambassador for consultation. Apologize through diplomatic channels and provide some compensation. For a heated discussion? No, this is the British Empire. Fuck them. This ain't the First World War yet. Okay. We're being provoked. So tempting, but I think I really just need to leave it. Ah ha 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 ha! I am gaining once again. I am gaining a lot. Nice. Alright, I'll be back when something more interesting happens. Okay, Arabia. It is now January of 1891. When was the Indiana... Let me look that up. USS Indiana, BB-1, May 7th, 1891. So what is that, 5 months from now? May, June, November. Okay. We are currently the leading economic growth in the world. However, our GDP is not quite the lowest, but like second from the lowest. The Spanish Empire is just eking out ahead of us. We are still growing economically, all of that stuff. Not much in terms of research. We're gonna get boilers, which is cool. Lighter boilers. Triple expansion steam engines, cool. Hull strengthening, hull construction, where we gonna get new riveting techniques. $300 tons torpedo boat. Voice tubes with whistle. Yeah, not much has happened. It's just the turn of the decade is pretty much it. I'll get back to you when it's time to design the Indiana. Alright, it is May 1891. It is time to start construction on the Indiana class. Just quickly showing you our situation. We are almost surpassed Spain. We are still the world's leading economy in terms of growth. We've got cruiser design, destroyer design, hull construction, yada yada yada. Fleet hasn't changed like at all. They've continued to be unlimited. Now, new design. Alright. Now. Let's get some photos of it up. Bum. Okay. Right. So, they had a caliber of, was it 13 or 12? 13, okay. Very odd caliber, but that's what they had. So let's go with 12s and just increase that all the way. There we go. They had a displacement of what? $11,500 short tons. $11,500 short tons. With a speed of 15 knots. Excuse me. Range of 409, okay. Cool. Oh, cannot build shipyard size limit? Yikes. That's not good. Shipyard size limit, huh? Well, let's go... We can't even do its lower displacement, which is 10,500. Yikes. Okay, well, we can design it, and then later we can... Don't have triple expansion steam engines yet. AP, HE, fuse, gun cotton, shell damage. Shells, because we're American. Enhanced. Let's see what we got here. Well, first of all, we need to increase this to the correct amount. So decrease range all the way. Put that up to 6, right? No. Two, 6, 7, 8. Now let's do 4 and 10. Yes, that's 10.5. Okay, good. 11,500. There we go. Good enough. Oh, maybe not good enough for me. Let's increase that. 8.5. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. Armament. More armament. 8-inch guns. We don't have doubles. We don't even have 8-inch guns. So let's use 9 inches. And just kind of pretend that they're 8-inch guns. We can do that to allow us to be able to place it down. Then another tower. Small funnel. Okay, that's very basic design. 4 6-inch guns. Can't really do 6-inch guns, so let's do these. The fuck? Any casemates? Up there. Same with this, just different caliber. Yes, okay. So these would be fighting tops, as I tried to mention in the last episode. How many torpedoes? 6 8-inch torpedo tubes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? Okay, 5 inches, 1.5 inches, 22 inches, or 2.2 inches, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why can't I put shit down here? That's what I don't understand. Why? I should be able to place shit down there. Like, I can't. Look, I can't. It's bullshit. Those get 22 gun caliber. I wish I could change that gun caliber going down, but I can't. This is compound, yes. Alright, armor. Belt, 18? Okay. Protection, okay. With the exception of the deck armor, 8-inch turrets and conning tower, which consisted of conventional nickel steel. The Indiana class was protected with new Harvey armor. Its main protection was a belt of 18 inches. So that's just going to have to be downgraded to 13 inches. Do I have the right setting here? Okay, good. Uh, 13-inch protection. 18-inch thick belt placed along 2/3 of the length of the hull. Under the waterline, beyond this point, the belt gradually grew thinner until ended under waterline, where the belt was only below the belt-shaped armor had no. On both ends, the belt was connected to the barbets of the main guns with 14 inch armored bulkheads. That's bulkheads. In the waterline sections outside the central citadel, compartments were filled with compressed cellulose, intended to self-seal when damaged. Between the decks and the main belt, 5-inch hull armor was used between the deck and the main belt. Don't really understand that. The deck armor was 2.7 inches thick inside the citadel and 3 inches thick outside it. Okay, so 3 inches thick outside the citadel. And can't exactly do 2.75, but we can do that. The hollow conning tower was a single forging 10-inch thick. Single forging 10-inch thick impenetrable box. Nearly impenetrable. The 13-inch gun battery had 15 inches of vertical turret plating, 15 inches, and 17-inch thick barbettes. Interesting. While the 8-inch cannons only had 6 inches. Of vertical turret plating and 8-inch thick barbettes. The casemates protecting the 6-inch guns were 5 inches thick. Okay, what exactly happens if I put these? Because it had how many 6-inch guns? 4 6-inch guns. Okay, so if I do this, they have absolutely terrible firing angles. Okay. That annoys me so much that I can't place jack shit here. There is room! It's not like this thing has multiple decks. What the fuck? Five inches thick. The placement of the belt armor on the draft from the design, which was 24 feet with a normal load of 400 long tons, a coal on board. Long tons of coal on board. Her total coal storage capacity was that much, entirely submerging the armor belt. During actual service, especially at war, the ships were kept fully loaded whenever possible, rendering her belt armor almost useless. That this was not considered in the design outraged the Walker Policy Board convened in 1896 to evaluate the existing American battleships and propose a design for the Illinois-class battleships. And they set a standard that the load of coal and ammunition that future ships were designed for had to be at least 2/3 of the maximum, so similar problems would be prevented in new ships. Okay, well, given that they had no armor on these, or on the previous battleship, let's do this. Let's also do this. All or nothing armor scheme. 1 was plunging fire for this 5, so 1.5, 0.5. Okay, that seems reasonable. Yeah, those bulkheads seemed pretty darn thick. Was the steel? Not enough. Let's get rid of these then. These, thank you. Can I get this any farther back? Wow, I can get it so far back. That should help with the weight. Less of a 4-weight offset. 7 fucking. Okay, yeah, let's decrease that. Fuck, man. 14? No, need more. $12 and 10. There we go. That's good enough for me. This is not the Vermont class. This is the Indiana class. Save it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, when were they... Alright, I have until like 2 years from now. Like a year to get that up to 11.5. I thought I'd be able to save it and then build it when I... Darn it. Exit, undo, copy. Can I... Let's, I'm gonna take pictures so I can just rebuild it really quick when I get the chance. And, I guess I'll be back when I get the chance. Okay. Well, we are capable of making that design now. However, let's refit some of our old designs, shall we? Let's see. Good speed. We got triple expansion engines now. Don't have any of that. Heavy. Yeah, let's not go for the powder that makes us explode easier. And let's not go for... Okay, yeah. Is that really the only upgrade that we can make to this thing? Wow, okay, then I'm just... I want to delete it because I'm afraid that it's going to delete like the entire freaking design and I'll never be able to refit it. No, wrong one. New design. This one, here we go. $15. pictures. I will reset all of this. You've seen it before. The only thing that's really going to change is the triple expansion steam engines, which I'll put on now. That's basically it. You've seen it before. It will happen again. You don't need to see it twice. Okay, we have it. I've changed the armor around a little bit because we got more weight from this. We have heavy shells. That's pretty much it. These are new. I got them while I was waiting. And this will be the Indiana class. Indiana. No, Indiana. There we go. Capitalize it. There we go. Texas, Maine, Olympia, maybe Olympia? Let's see, can we refit her? Triple expansion, that gives us some weight. Compound armor, standard, increased HE. That was how many it was, right? This placement is locked in, okay. Ten 5-inch. These are supposed to be 5 inches. That's 10 right there. Just cannot get happy with it with this Olympia, can I? Alright. Let's see. Well, let's take the Indianas. Build 3 of them. Come on. Come on, there we go. 14 months, that should be good. We'll be commissioning around 1940 something. Oh yeah, so this happened. I went into crew training and I actually have to bring that down now that I'm building battleships. Let's do that 40. New design. Alright, what comes after the Indiana? The USS Iowa. Okay, cool. What comes after the Olympia? The Cincinnati class cruiser, which had 2 of them. Very small cruisers. Wow. Columbia, Denver, St. Louis. Okay, I think that seems pretty cut and dry with the hull that it's using. Yeesh. St. Louis class were a class of 3 cruisers that served the United States Navy at the beginning of the 20th century, authorized in fiscal year 1901 by Act of Congress. However, during the design phase, decisions were made that increased the size of the vessel from 16 long tons to 9,000 long tons. Okay. And what about that Columbia class? Columbia and Minneapolis. two protected cruisers constructed in 1890 and 1891 and used by the United States Navy. They were lightly gunned ships with only moderate armor that were built for the speed needed to overtake and destroy the fast ocean liners. Okay. And what about the Cincinnati class? Okay, we can make a Cincinnati class, I think. Small protected cruisers. Okay, so if the Columbia is a protected cruise, then that means it must be using this hull. Which means 400 can't really get that much, so let's, I suppose, decrease the beam. Its range was pretty good, so decrease the beam. What was its speed? 19 knots? What is this whole capable? Okay. Cool. Let's do standard. Iron plate, single, Citadel. Armament as built, 6-inch, 10 5-inch armament 1903. Alright, well, let's look at the protective deck was 12 inches or 2 inches. Whoops. Main deck 2 inches to 25 inches on the slip sides and 1 inch in the flat middle. Four inches of armor was provided for the gun sponsons on the sides, and the conning tower was 2 inches thick. Let's interpret it this way. Okay. Oh, Jesus. It already has... It already has a bridge there. I do this? Yes, I can. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Armament. The as-built main armament of the ship was 1/6-inch. 1/6-inch. Caliber gun on the forward deck and 10 5-inch caliber guns. Two side by side on the aft deck. The remainder in sponsons along the sides. Okay. Oh. 1, 2, 3. What is a sponson? Ah, okay. Two side by side, the remainder in sponsons, meaning those. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5. Even do that to sort of help firing angles, I guess, if need be. Oh, right. Range needs to be that far along. Eesh. 4 inches. Then 8, 22. Sorry, I keep saying 22. They're not 22. They're 2.2. 1, 2. 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. Torpedo tubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice to know that a lot of our problems can just be solved with armor. Okay, and this was the Cincinnati. Oh! Funnels, right. There's two funnels basically right next to each other. This should be fine. Jesus Christ. No, this. 23, 27. I give in. Alright, there we go. Now we've got it. Alright, so that's a protected cruiser, basically a light cruiser. We'll get 2 of those. Exit. Two of those, the Cincinnati and the Montgomery. Cincinnati class. Relane? How the hell do you pronounce that? Relay. C7? Oh, right. There's a whole bunch of other ships that I really do not want to get into. Okay, right. Cincinnati's. New design. Montgomery. And this is pretty much a simple light cruiser here. What time am I at? Hour 05? Okay, cool. 18 knots. 18 knots. With a range of 3 km. Okay. Amazing start here, man. Montgomery class. Seems like an awesome ship. 2 6-inch Mark III rapid fire. 8 5-inch. These ships were designed with a main gun armament of 2 6-inch 35 caliber Mike 3 rapid fire guns, each 1 fore and aft, and 8 4-inch 102 millimeter caliber rapid fire guns along the sides. However, 5-inch caliber Mark II rapid fire guns were substituted for the 4-inch guns prior to construction. The class had poor stability as built due to the armored deck. Okay. One, two. Okay. Can't exactly do that then. 4 of these. And only one ship, either Detroit, was actually completed with 6-inch guns. References vary as to how the lack of 6-inch guns was compensated for. The Register of Ships of the U.S. Navy states that Detroit was completed in 1893 with 6-inch guns, which were removed by 1984 or 1894, and the other ships were completed with only 8 5-inch guns. Montgomery and Marblehead had a 5-inch gun added on the forward deck, and by 1897 all 3 ships had 10 5-inch guns, probably due to an additional gun on the aft deck. Okay. So let's just skip past all of that. So 10 5-inch guns. Which were removed, and the other were completed with only 8 5-inch guns and had an added on the forward deck and probably on. Alright. One, two, three, four. Let's see if we can do this. There. Good. Can I put this one? Where can I put this one? There. Poor firing sectors. Where are these so-called poor firing sectors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need a 9 and a 10. Secondary armament was 6 6-pounder, and 3 8-inch torpedo tubes. Okay. Can't do 6, but I can do those. Protection. The protective deck, arranged similarly to that of a protected cruiser, was 7/16 inch on the slope sides and 5/16 inch on the flat middle. Even this meager protection proved detrimental to stability. Damn it. Millimeter to inches. Um, 11 millimeters. Okay, 4. This was the Montgomery, right? The conning tower, 2 inches. Coal bunkers and cofferdam of wood tie cellulose were also part of the protection. This was called coal protection. The peace cruiser concept implied that these ships were primarily for peacetime, show the flag missions, and not for combat against other cruisers. Although they did engage in shore bombardment in the Spanish-American War, most of these cruisers were redesigned as gunboats. Okay. It literally just talks about their deck. Okay. Well, if it's only gonna talk about their deck, then I'm gonna actually make the deck useful. Because these things can't... Jesus, they can't even penetrate .1. With plunging fire. Wow. Alright then. 2 inches... Yeah, let's make it 4. 2... Can we get an extra knot out of that? Yes, we can. Oh, wait, what was the displacement? Jesus, like 2,000 tons? Hmm. 25,000 tons. Does that fix it? Kind of. Okay. Okay. This is the Montgomery. Okay. Save. Engine efficiency is through the roof for some reason. Let's exit and make 3 of those. Then it was Columbia. Hold on, I need to go back. When were the Montgomerys finished? They were finished May 1918, August 1905, August 1919. Oh no, that was decommissioned. Whoops. 1848, 94, 1893, 1894. Okay. So they should be commissioning sometime about next year. That's good. The Cincinnatis were finished when? 1904. What's... Alright. Good. They'll be launched sometime next year. Alright, that's perfect. That's inside the time frame. Now, Montgomery, Columbia. Okay, this also needs to be done inside the time frame. There were 2 planned, 2 completed, 2 scrapped, 2 Columbia-class cruisers, 7,500 long tons. Can't get that far. What about this Denver class? Six protected cruisers. Hold on, I need to make sure that I name these before. Montgomery, Detroit, and Marblehead. Cool. August, alright. Right, this is what I'm trying. Why am I going through all of them? Alright, so I've named the Montgomery, pull the Columbia off to the side. Now it's on to the Denvers. Denver, Des Moines, Chattanooga, Galveston, Tacoma, and Cleveland. They are protected cruisers. So this hull. They are... $3,300 long tons. Let's try and get that to where it's supposed to be. Their range, pitiful. Wow. Holy shit. Oh, 4,100 kilometer. Okay, that's... Okay, that's reasonable. Where's 16? Okay. 16.4. Citadel, all that. Excuse me. 10 5-inch armament. The as-built main armament was 10 5-inch 50 caliber Mark V rapid firing guns, arranged one each fore and aft, and the remainder in casemates along the sides. The hull was cut away to allow ahead and stern fire from the end casemates. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Secondary armament was 6-pounder. Okay. 10 5-inchers. Arranged one each fore and aft. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Another double stack. Let's put the towers on. That's the main tower. Whoops. And I can put it here, but it should go here. I'm pretty sure. Is that looks too far forward. Didn't have 3 masts. This sucks, but what you gonna do? It's a game that's pretty stupid in that regard. It had 6 of these, right? That was the armament armor. Oh, refits. By 1918, the forwardmost casemate pair of 5-inch guns had been removed for a total of 8. By 1921, a anti-aircraft gun, the 6-pounders remained at this time have probably been removed. Okay, that. So I don't know how it worked with the British Navy, but it seems to me that the American Navy had a whole bunch of freedom in terms of, like, guns and stuff. Like, in the era that this ship is pretty much, just coming out of, this is post-Civil War, post-American Civil War, for those of you who are not in, who don't live in America, haven't grown up here. American Civil War was, like, they were still using wooden ships with those massive broadsides. This is coming out of that era, and in that era, it seems to me like not all ships had a set, like, amount of guns that they were supposed to carry. Like, they didn't produce a shit ton of guns, give them to the ships and say, keep those. They didn't. They said, like, I don't know, like, I guess, if those guns were needed elsewhere, then they would let the captains deliberate amongst themselves, sell the guns to one another for one thing or another, like probably extra grain and rations. Like, it seemed like the early military was, or the early Navy, was very independent, and it kind of makes sense because the tax dollars were few and far between. It was only until the world wars when I forget which tax it was, but it was a huge tax that allowed us to start producing all of these ships, and it was supposed to just be a wartime tax, but we fucking kept it because government is stupid. Armor protection was very light. The protective deck was 1.5 inches. Um, 8 millimeters in the flat middle and 1 inch at the ends. 5-inch gun casemates had 1 3/4 inch millimeter armor. This annoys me to high fucking hell. Like, this annoys me to high fucking hell because it's supposed to be imperial, which is in fractions and not in decimals. Yet we, for some strange reason, adopted it. Adopted the decimal system. Very, very strange to me. Literally says nothing about the decks. The casemates were 1.75. I know that fraction. How far can I get this up? Okay. Let's make that a 4-inch belt, 1 inch and 1 inch. How far can we put this up? Alright, then let's just do 6. Nice round number. 1.75. Can I make that? No. All right, cool. Denver class. Except without the class part. Montgomery had a Detroit, right? And not a Denver? Because that would be, yes. I was going to say, that would be confusing. Okay. Right. Funnels. How many funnels? 2. Let's do that. Let it be over with. What was the range? Alright. Alright. That seems good enough for me. Main guns at least... Main guns at least 1. Oh my god. Alright, well, I suppose we'll just make them 6 inches there, and then 2, I suppose. That's way too much weight, though. All right. I can't help it. I need to make that symmetrical. That bugs me so much. Sorry, Armor Belt. Oh, I'm so sorry for gutting you. I really just don't want to gut you, but I have to. That's so stupid. 3. Kind of. 4. Can't. 3. 3. Can't. Stupid reason. Superstructure can go. Okay, and that's the Denver class. Okay, there we go. 5 of these? Completed 6, lost... Alright, 6. Build. Denver. Des Moines. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ah, it came so close. Chattanooga. Galveston. Galveston. There we go. Tacoma and Cleveland. Next is the St. Louis class, which consisted of St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Charleston. Alright, I have time. If anyone wants to buy these shitty Albanese, be my guest. No, not Albany, Olympias. Mothball. There we go. I'm pretty sure mothballing them, like, sets them up for sale, right? I've seen that happen before, I think. Okay, so after the Columbia and the St. Louis, it looks like we're pretty much done, but where the hell is the Albany? I mean, USS Albany. Oh, okay. I see. So she wasn't US built. Okay. Laid down at Newcastle upon Tyne, England by Armstrong and Whitworth for the Brazilian Navy, but the US bought it during the Spanish-American War to prevent it from being bought by the Spanish. Because I guess Brazil couldn't keep up with the costs. Either way, hopefully I get more heavy cruiser designs there. But it's interesting to see these designs, the layouts, or rather the loadouts of these ships. And it'll be very interesting to see how they match up. I do kind of want to build the Albany though. Laid down December 1897. Launched 14th of January 1899. Acquired recommission, decommission, recommission, decommission, recommission, decommission. Wow. Decommissioned 10th of October 1922. Reclassified CL-23 on the 8th of August 1912. Stricken the November 1921. Identification sold for fate sold for scrapping. Wait. I thought it was the... Hold on. Oh, it was the Olympia that was restored as the museum ship. Who's an idiot? I'm an idiot. Let's see, how many Columbia 5? So... One, two, three, four, five. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep. How do I unmothball them? I don't know how I unmothball them. Well, that seems to be it for now. How we can keep it for 10 months? Nah, let's... we can do it for 10 months. Wow. Light cruiser. Wow, of course. Oh, I can take it off. Good. And... remove the crew from the ship. This action helps to minimize the maintenance of the ship and use the crew for other ships. Ah, there we go. It just takes a little while for them to commission. Okay. Well, I've learned something. $18.92. Secondary turrets. It's getting larger. Let's take that down to 25. Limited. Go all the way up. Okay. Next turn. USS Iowa. The first Iowa. August 1893. Okay. There we go. Just for the Iowa. Norway. CA up to 660. Cool. Can I? Nope. December, January. Don't have a clue. Finances, okay. Spanish Empire just barely eking out ahead of me. Wow. Fleet. 5 months. February. We're coming up on 2 hours here. We got 5 more minutes. I'm going to pause this and I'll be back. First Sino-Japanese War. Here we go. Well then. That'll be interesting to see. Yeah. Pausing. Okay, it is August and it is time to start working on the Iowa. So, let's see. Come on, what did she look like exactly? I want to know. We pretty much max displacement here. Is this what it was, or was it the other one? Darn it. USS Iowa. BB4. Images. What? A step down deck? Okay. Okay, it is finally in July of 1894 that I am able to do the Iowa. Finally, and I actually should take that off. Okay, should I put it on the St. Louis? No. Okay. That gets built now. St. Louis. USS Maine. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was supposed to do this beforehand. Alright, well, either way, uh, you've seen this. We're still ahead of Japan in terms of GDP. We are still continuing to grow at an absolutely ridiculous rate. Spain is starting to fall behind. What is that? 1,000 million billion. They're like about 1 billion behind. I'm about 1 billion behind Spain. Oof. China looks like they're hurting. Anyway, let's get into the ship design. New design. And we are doing the armored crew. This one? Or this one? Gosh darn it. How fast was it? 22 knots. It's gonna be the funnels that determine it, isn't it? Ooh. Yes! Okay, this is it. This has to be it. Alright. Cincinnati class. Let's get that in. Cincinnati. Oh, whoops. 750 long tons. Beam and draft. There we go. What was her range? I assume she had... She had a shit ton of range. Right, that's 22.5. 7, there we go. We have 8. Six. There we go. A nice front tower. What is this one? This one? That one. It's should be round. Oh, and that actually kind of matches up pretty well with the way it looked. These should be further apart, but there's nothing we can do about that one. Steam engines, anti-torp, compound, citadel, coincidence, ooh. Armament. 1 8-inch Mark 5 gun. Two 6-inch. Wait, acquisition. U.S. of Maine was the primary advocate of these ships in Congress and overcame significant opposition to get them built. William Cramp and Sons of Philadelphia was the sole bidder for Columbia, ordered in fiscal year. Okay, so it was alright. Protection armament refits. All torpedo tubes were removed by 1904. Both ships were out of commission for a long period. Columbia 1907 through 1915, and Minneapolis 1906 through 1917. During reactivation refits at the end of these periods, the lone 8-inch gun was replaced by a third 6-inch. This was part of a general withdrawal from service of 8-inch Mark 5 guns due to a tendency to burst. 2 4-inch guns were also removed by 1917, leaving 6 guns. One source stated that 2 additional 4-inch guns were removed and 2 3-inch guns, 3-inch 76mm 50 caliber anti-aircraft guns were added circa 1918. Okay. Armament. Originally designed, main armament for Columbia was 4 6-inch 152 caliber guns, 2 forward and 2 aft, but during construction, the aft pair was replaced by a single 8-inch 40 caliber Mark 5 gun. Okay, let's place that close to the chest for now. The two 6-inch guns were side by side, just forward of the superstructure. Two 6-inch guns. Okay. No, I can't do that. Okay. So it's gonna be... Just forward of the superstructure. There we go. Secondary armament included 8 4-inch 40 caliber rapid fire guns and sponsons in the hull. Is this 40 caliber? No. But I can't increase it. 40 caliber? No, and I can't increase it. I can, however, do this. 38 caliber. Close enough. 12 6-pounder 57 millimeter 2.2-inch rapid fire guns. I guess they were in the hull. The ships also had 4 torpedo tubes. A field artillery piece on a wheeled carriage was also carried for use by landing parties. Ships also had 4 torpedo tubes for an 8-inch, 14-inch, and 18-inch. Okay. How many did it say? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7. No, not 6, 7. 6. Okay, that's the armament, which is actually pretty good. Lots of 4-inch guns. It's got an 8-inch gun for what that's worth. Um. The protection system included an armored deck, as in other protected cruisers. Um, 4-inch on the sloped sides and 1.5 inches in the flat middle. 1.5 inches in the flat middle. Compared with other U.S. protected cruisers, the armor was not inferior except in relation to the ship's size. The 70-ton Columbus had similar armor to 400-ton ships such as USS Baltimore. The fourth USS Baltimore C3, later CM1, was a United States Navy cruiser, the fifth protected cruiser to be built by an American yard like previous one, Charleston. The design was commissioned from the British Company of W. Armstrong, Mitchell and Company of Newcastle. Baltimore was an all-around improvement on Charleston, somewhat larger with more guns, thicker armor, and better machinery. Huh? Okay. That thing. I don't even want to touch that thing. Well, let's just fuck with the armor ourselves. We'll give it some pretty good armor. Conning tower. 8. 8. 6. And 4. 4. 2. 1-inch belt, 1-inch belt. Standard ratio increased. Gun range, yes. Jets, compound, anti-torpedo. 47,000 km. Jesus Christ, she was able to go everywhere, wasn't she? Well, I actually think that this is probably the best one yet. Which is kind of crazy. Say, what did the Olympia look like? That. Yeesh. Alright. Iowa. Experimental battleship hull. Basically the same loadout. Whoa. Okay. That was Tower 5. This is Tower 5. What kind of main batteries they have? 4 12 inches. There we go. Then it had... Yes! Alright. Shit. Can I please... No! Can I use something else? Please allow me to use something else. Awesome! I actually got it! Okay! I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to use the 9-inch guns like I did on the other one, and that probably calls for a refit of the Indiana. Because now I have these. Before it was only 1 barrel for secondaries. Now I have 2 barrels for secondaries. That's flipping amazing. Okay. 6 4-inch. Alright, where are those? Armament. Iowa was armed with a main battery of 4 12-inch, 35mm, 35 caliber guns mounted in 2 twin gun turrets that were mounted on the center line, one forward and the other aft of the superstructure. The built-up guns were Mark II type, which were placed in elliptical Mark III turrets. The training gear was hydraulically operated, but elevation was hand-operated only. Ouch. The gun mounts allowed elevation of 14 degrees and depression of -5 degrees. To reload the guns, they had to be returned to 3 degrees elevation. The ammunition hoists that retrieved shells and propellant charges from the magazine were also hydraulically operated. The guns fired that we want the secondary battery. The primary armament was supported by a secondary armament of eight 8-inch 35 caliber guns that were carried in 4 twin gun turrets. 2 were placed on either side of the ship, abreast of the turrets. Since the 12-inch guns had a long reload time, the 8-inch guns were incorporated to increase the number of weapons that could defeat light armor. The 8-inch guns were Mark IV version, which had a rate of fire. 6 4-inch guns rounded out the secondary battery. These were intended to use their high rate of fire coupled with high explosive shells to damage unarmored parts of enemy warships. 4 of these were placed in individual casemates. In the forecastle deck. Forecastle deck. I guess this is what they're calling the forecastle deck. In the forecastle deck. 2 ensponcens in the bow and the other 2 located amidships. Forecastle deck. What? 4 meaning before, meaning in front. Castle meaning forward castle. Deck. I need. I seriously don't understand why that is so specific. But saying that they're all in the same damn place. So there's a gun that's like. So on the model that I'm looking at, of course this isn't perfect. This is supposed to be where. Yikes. This gun is supposed to be where this is. This is supposed to be all the way back here. Funnel. This is supposed to be there. Or actually, no, this is perfect. It's just this should be sloping backwards and... No, it should just be moved forwards. And this be right here. And then this goes over here, which means that this is pretty much in the perfect spot. Then it goes to this one, which it should be here, but it can't go there because of bad firing angles. Then there's one all the way up in the forecastle deck. This is all forecastle deck. It's all one deck. Even this is just all one deck. I don't understand. They're all going on the same freaking deck. But that's the way the wiki reads. Freaking wiki. The remaining 2 guns were in open shielded mounts on the aft superstructure. 4 of these were placed in individual casemates in the forecastle deck. 2 ensponcens in the bow and the other 2 located amidships. That's all of them. All 6. And then it says the remaining 2 guns were in open shield and mounts on the aft superstructure, super firing over the rear main battery turret. They fired at, oh my god. It was just 6 guns. They covered all the guns. There's supposed to be 2 more? Cause what it's telling me is that these were open mounts, not like this. Super firing over the rear turret. It'd be on this thing if it was, you know, the way it's supposed to be designed. But that's where they're supposed to go, a deck higher. That's what it's saying. But it only has 6 4-inch guns, and it's just told you. Am I reading this wrong? 6 4-inch 100mm 40 cal quick firing guns rounded out the secondary battery. These were intended to use their high rate of fire coupled with high explosive shells to damage unarmored parts of enemy warships. 4 of these were placed in individual casemates. 4. In individual casemates in the forecastle deck. Four of these were placed in individual casemates in the forecastle deck. 2 in sponsons in the bow, and the other 2 located in... Okay. 2 in the bow and the... Okay, I'm an idiot then. So... There. There we go. Alright, it had 2 smokestacks. Somewhat far away from each other. That looks better. Oh, did I put the right tonnage? I didn't get the tonnage, the speed, or anything else. Okay. Triple expansion. Speed was 16 knots. Range 500 something. No, that's 900. 9,500. That's what it is. How far can we decrease this beam to get maximum performance? Oh my god. Wow. Very thin boy. Alright. Let's just decrease that to like 8. 6 even. Yeah, 6 is fine. And she's pretty darn huge on her own. Okay. This is going off of the wiki. We don't know what kind of tons these are. So I'm just going off of the largest displacement because that's the, there. Okay. I think I like that better. Yeah, it looks longer. It looks nicer. Okay. .26-pounder, which are the 2.2, right? Yeah, 57 millimeter. 20 of these. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. give up. That's good enough. Okay. Let's see. Armament, armor. Iowa was protected with Harvey armor, which was fabricated with a new type of process that produced steel that was significantly stronger than traditional compound armor. The main armor belt was 14 inches thick in the central portion. In the central portion. 14 inches thick. Where it protected the magazines and propulsion machinery spaces. It extended from 3 feet above the waterline and 4 foot 6 inches below the line, and it extended for a length of 186 feet of the hull. The belt tapered to 7 inches at the lower edge. At either end of the belt, angled bulkheads that were 12 inches thick connected the bulkhead to the barbettes for the main battery turrets. She had a 2.75 inch thick armor deck that was level with the top edge of the belt. 2.75. On either end of the belt, the deck sloped down to the sides and was increased slightly to 3 inches to provide the bow and stern with a measure of protection against light guns. Above the belt was a thinner strack of armor that was 5 inches thick, where it protected the 4-inch guns, and reduced to 2 inches where it covered the 56 and 37 millimeter guns. Iowa's main battery turrets were protected with 15 inches on the sides and 2 thick crowns. The rears of the turrets were 17 inches thick, with the greater weight being used to balance the turret. Their barbettes were also 15-inch thick. On the exposed sides, and reduced to 12.5 inches where it was protected by the belt. Okay, we're probably going to need the weight. So let's do that. The secondary turrets had 8 inches on the outboard sides and 6 inches on the inboard sides, where they were less vulnerable. They also had 2-inch roofs. Their barbettes were 8-inch thick. Their conning tower was 10. Okay, let's get real here, Okay, I get it. It can pen at max range, but it's not gonna... Okay. 1. Okay, going to need to cut some turret armor. More than fucking turret armor, jeez. Okay. Did I get the torpedo tubes? No. How many torpedo tubes do I have? Four. Wow, I can't wait until I get Harvey armor. Holy shit. Even nickel steel armor is going to fucking help this so much. Save. Exit. Did I already get the Columbias in construction? Cincinnati. The fuck? I should have waited another month. Motherfucker, I'm going to do that. Nickel steel armor. Okay, good. Citizen scroll, all that stuff. Borders change. Yada yada yada. Research, get that off. Columbia. View. Copy. No, not St. Louis yet. Columbia. Compound. No. Don't you dare. Oh my god! They specifically prevent. What's the point of copying it then? If you can't change it. Okay. I am going to go about doing that, and I'll be back. Holy shit, this is 3 hours. Alright, well, I've got them designed. I've got them under construction now. I wasn't able to actually do much with the battleships. Just, like, I got a few things ironed out, I suppose. That up to 12 instead of 11. These, you know, protecting against themselves, stuff like that. Nickel Steel didn't really do that much for the Iowa. Did a whole lot for the Columbia, though. I almost called it the Columbo. That was increased to 5 to 2 from, what was it, 1, 8, 6, 4. Lots of ironing out of that. So, like, all that would be left would be to upgrade these with the requisite engine and armor. Possibly guns. Let's see. Do we have Mark 10 gun? Or Mark 2 gun for the caliber for 10-inch guns? No. So we can't upgrade the main. And we won't be able to upgrade the Texas. Not in terms of that. We can give them fire controls and anti-torp protection is massive. They won't be having that. That kind of stuff, though, I can do off screen, and if we're being honest, these things aren't necessarily going to be the best. So they're going to be going into the reserve sometime soon. And they're going to be bought up by either Venezuela or Bulgaria. Um, is the Texas my fastest battleship? Oh, this is gonna be a good thing to refit because I can make those nines eights. Yeah, the Texas is my fastest battleship. Huh. Interesting. Well, um, I'll probably upgrade those off camera. There's not really any point to showing that, I don't think. I'll keep them until the hull gets out of date. And then I'll sell them off. But for now, that's it. For Admiral Dreadnoughts for this weekend. I'm hoping to actually be able to play Minecraft again because I still have a crap ton of footage lying around that I need to upload. And I'm uploading it week by week. I'm sorry for the quality of those videos. It's more of a live stream without, the live part, but I mean, I'm gonna try and do more of this, like Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, maybe something like RimWorld, maybe even World of Warships, some War Thunder, and I think that I want to try and alternate between them on a daily basis. Which is, that's an idea because I don't want to be producing the crappy Minecraft content. Like, that was my idea of just, like, filling up my feed, like, because the more videos you have, the more chances of people seeing them. More chances of them discovering you and all that. And you can't have that. Well, you can have that. It's just you're throwing a bunch of shit at the wall, and the problem is that it's, a bunch of shit. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get into some sort of multiplayer situation when it comes to that, but there's, things that need to be done beforehand and stuff. So I suppose just be prepared for that. I mean, updates about like what I'm thinking about doing with the channel. That's basically what it comes down to. Anyway, have a nice day, have a nice night, whatever time you're watching this. Hopefully it's not night. it it might be a good something that I just thought about is this stuff like might be able to be listened to and not just watched. So maybe it'll be a good idea to like read the entire wiki page on these ships and then build them. And all you have to do is like look at the building process. Otherwise you just listen as if it's a podcast. I don't know. That might be an idea. Yeah, have a nice day. Stay well, and bye.